Right. Okay. Hi. Hello. Good morning, everybody. And thank you so much for joining our webinar. Today, we are going to look at putting renovations into perspective. So I just like to say welcome. If we haven't met or if you don't know who I am, my name is Marissa DaCosta and I'm a real estate agent. And of course, it's my pleasure to help others find or create the home of their dreams. So renovations. Renovations can be stressful, but if you prepare correctly, you can breeze through any unforeseen incidents. And I'm going to go over some amazing tips on renovations, so buckle up and let's get started. The first step in renovating is that it's important to know what you can afford before you start renovations. So let's take a look at your renovation budget. Coming up with a budget may be one of the least fun aspects of home renovations, but it's a crucial first step. So before you start picking out new tile, make sure you know how much you have to work with. And for an easy budget process, let's follow these steps. There are 5 simple steps. Estimate the home renovation costs. Get home renovation quotes from contractors. Consider home remodeling loan options. So these can work through mortgage refinancing. Stick to the home remodeling plan. There's a reason for that. And account and make provisions for hidden home renovation costs. This usually comes up. So 5 simple steps. So let's go over those steps in detail. For the estimate on the home renovation cost, you'll want an approximate current value of your home. In most cases, for new homeowners who took out a mortgage on their properties, the bank would have conducted a valuation or appraisal. This certainly helps to give you a fair idea of the current value, but if you haven't had one done recently, probably within the last 3 years, then ask your realtor or look at comparably sized homes that have recently sold in your area. This should give you an idea of fair value. If you're using a professional contractor to help with the remodel, discuss the project costs with them. Major upgrades such as bathroom remodel can range between $15,000 to $40,000 up per square foot. So when remodeling or renovating, the general rule of thumb suggests spending no more on each room than the value of that room as a percentage of your overall house value. So what I did was just a quick breakdown of the percentages for each room that you're more than likely, or each area of your home that will be more than likely to carry a cost. If you want to take a quick note of this, please feel free to get a pen and paper and go ahead and do so. So let's say when you're looking at remodeling and you're looking at the value of the room, let's allot 16% to the kitchen. 16% of the overall home value, or whatever your home is valued at based on the valuation or appraisal, catered at 16% of that cost goes to the kitchen. Let's say about 8% goes to the living room. 2% will go to your laundry room and storage. Now, keep in mind, 2% may sound a little bit, but remember, we're not talking about the appliances or the fixtures in these instances. We're talking about the general state of the room, which means your tiling, your paint, your structure. Your dining room, let's cater at 2% for that, because that's usually, if you have an open concept, it's not much change. And it's not as if you're necessarily going to use different tiling for the dining room as compared to other parts. Your master bedroom, let's cater for 5%. Your master bathroom, 10%. If you have other bedrooms in the home, let's cater to 3% each. For your main or ground floor bathroom, let's say 10%. And if you decide to have an office space, we'll put that on par with an extra bedroom. So we'll also slot that in at 3%. Patios and veranda, let's give that 13% because we know that Guyanese love veranda space. And fencing, which would include the yard, the lawns, pathways, and of course, plantings and greenery, let's cater 25% for that. So let me just run that through quickly again. Kitchen, 16%, living room, 8%, laundry room storage, 2%, dining room, 2%. Master bedroom, 5%, master bath, 10%. Bedrooms generally 3% along with office space. Main bathroom 10%. Patios and veranda 13%. And of course, fencing, yard, lawn, paths, etc. 25%. So at least you have a fair idea that, this is what you ought to allot to particular parts of your home if you're considering looking at the value. So let's consider home remodeling loan options. So if you're paying cash, you're set. But if you need to finance your renovation, there are a number of loan options available. First one is refinancing. Although not a popular option in Guyana, you may be able to refinance your mortgage at a lower rate to reduce monthly payments. But keep in mind that to do this, you would have needed to have considerably paid off your existing loan. The option is only worth it if your current interest rates are much higher than the refinance rates and you plan on staying in the home for a while. There's also the option of cash out refinance. If you have enough equity built up in your home or it's debt free, consider a cash out refinance. So this means refinancing your existing loan for an amount that's higher than what you owe. And this route allows you to pay off your original mortgage and have cash left over to use on renovations. You can probably also use a refinance calculator to see if refinancing makes sense for you. There's also a home equity line of credit. So if refinancing isn't the right option, a home equity line of credit might work better. It's much like a credit card, works pretty similar to a credit card, by providing a set limit that you can borrow against. Point to note is the Scotiabank also provides this in the form of their Scotia Line facility, but do be careful on the interest rates. And the final one is a home equity loan. A home equity loan is a bit different from a home equity line of credit because this type of loan requires you to take everything out all at once. Many homeowners get them in addition to their first mortgage, which is why they're often referred to as second mortgages. So make sure to consult with a bank or your lender regarding the best option for your situation. So if we look at getting quotes from contractors, which was one of our other items on the list, it's important to be very specific with your contractor. To get the most accurate estimate, you'll need to specify details upfront, right down to the kitchen countertop material and the type of faucet that you want. If a contractor gives you an estimate based on what they think you want to be done and not what you actually want done, costs are almost guaranteed to wind up being more than estimated. So get quotes from multiple contractors. If possible, get recommendations from friends, neighbors, and other tradesmen whom you trust. Request an itemized bid or a list of the estimated work. Ask to see recent work and check in with other persons that the contractor would have worked with. Demar Realty also has a contractor database that helps in providing peer reviews on local contractors. Finally, toss out the lowest bid. This can help you to avoid a headache down the line. Low-priced contractors are known to cut corners, and it's usually at your expense. And last but not least, keep this in mind that there's a reality check to this. Always add a 15 to 20% on the contractor's bid. And we'll talk about this a little bit more later on. If we stick to the home remodeling plan, it will always be a good thing. This is probably one of the hardest things to do when it comes to any purchase. There's always something bigger, better, and prettier out there. If it's not on your budget, you probably don't need it. And it's hard sometimes, I know personally, to resist the temptation to add on another small project or incorporate the newest design trend at the last minute. However, even the smallest change can end up being costly or can cause setbacks. So remember I mentioned account for hidden renovation costs because you never know what's lurking just beneath the surface. Hidden imperfections are the major reason renovation projects end up costing more than anticipated. Some issues can't be ignored once they're found, so it's best to be prepared. Remember that reality check that I mentioned earlier? This is where this will come in handy. That additional 15 to 20% is specifically for the unforeseen problems and changes that occur on every project. Unfortunately, it's rare that any project goes without an unforeseen expense, so being prepared is better than having no preparation. And let's look at trimming the project to fit your budget. So, big dreams usually come with a big budget. If what you're looking for doesn't align with your budget, you'll need to consider different ways to save money. Your contractor can also offer suggestions for cutting back costs. Some of the possibilities would include low cost alternatives such as laminate countertops instead of granite, or tiled or laminate flooring instead of hardwood. Keeping older items that are still in working condition, for example, appliances and lighting fixtures, can be reused and upgraded at a later time. Making projects smaller by trimming square footage. For example, reducing your bathroom addition from 100 square feet to 80 square feet, so less materials are needed. Buy materials yourself, and this is very important. You can save up to 20% on your project costs if you buy materials and appliances yourself. Just make sure to coordinate your contractor. And as I said, this is a personal something for me because I remember maybe a few years back we had a yard project and our contractor was telling us to buy 2 slings of cement. We went ahead and bought 1 sling only, and even with that 1 sling, we ended up having about 8 sacks of cement left back from that 1 sling, and he was telling us to buy 2. So again, be cautious, and if you can buy them yourself, go right ahead. The next one is the home remodeling projects. When it comes to home renovations, there are many options. If you plan on staying in your home for 5 years or more, you can go with the look and the update that you want. If you're planning to sell, major updates may not give you the payoff you're looking for. However, small and practical updates sell. So let's take a look now at the different types of remodel. If we're looking at the kitchen, you've probably heard that the kitchen sells the house. This is because it's usually the central part of the home where people congregate. An average remodel will pay off more than a high-end remodel. Do keep in mind that your tastes are not necessarily going to be a taste of your potential buyers. Costs will come down to the materials you use as well. Quartz countertops, while they're most desirable, are expensive, and of course, an easy alternative would be granite. When it comes to backsplashes, ceramic and porcelain tile are preferred over glass, stone, and quartz. If the floors need updating, hardwood is usually the preferred choice. However, tiles and engineered wood, such as laminate, can give a similar look on a lower budget. If we take a look at some of the kitchen mistakes that usually occur, one of the biggest mistakes people make with kitchen remodels is not changing the layout. If it's not functional as it is, consider what pros consider the kitchen triangle. So there is a term called the kitchen triangle. This is usually the sink, the stove, and the refrigerator, and the proximity in which you operate these 3 key appliances or these 3 key areas in the kitchen. These areas often see the greatest activity and require careful planning and unobstructed access. You may need to hire a plumber to relocate the plumbing to accommodate the best placement for the sink. And the sum of each leg of work, your triangle, in your triangle rather, should not be less than 10 feet or greater than 25 feet. So don't space it out too much, but then also have enough access that at least more than one person can fit in the area. Again, no less than 10 feet or greater than 25 feet. Keep in mind that the latest kitchen trends and high-end equipment may not be the best choices. Be mindful that trendy colors and designs have a short life. Taking on a big project like a kitchen, if you have no experience, will end up wasting time, money, and energy. So leave the heavy lifting to the professionals. If we look at doing kitchens on a budget, the average cost of a kitchen renovation is usually between $3 to $4 million. And this is when you want to change out the entire kitchen. Minor tweaks can start at around $300,000, and major changes can go up to $500,000 to $1 million or more. And here's how to keep your kitchen remodel basic. If you're only changing one thing, go for the countertops. Cabinets can be repainted or refaced. Update lighting for a more modern feel. Believe me, it makes a difference. And modern faucets can add appeal at a low cost. If we go ahead and take a look now at the bathroom, kitchens, much like bathrooms, can age fast. Bathrooms are the next most common thing to renovate after kitchens. And remodeling data shows that the average mid-range bathroom remodel can cost just over $800,000, and that an upscale remodel can cost around $2.5 million or more. However, the average cost of a bathroom remodel is around $1.5 million. Big walk-in showers with double or handheld shower heads are very desirable. Freestanding tubs are also a plus, but keep in mind in some cases it's less expensive to add a new bath than to remodel the current one. So again, let me repeat that. Sometimes it might be less expensive maybe to add a freestanding tub rather than remodel and retile your current bathroom. New cabinets or a vanity can also give the room an instant facelift and increase your storage. So when it comes to flooring, your options are plenty. Porcelain tile is preferred, however, for a more affordable fix, sometimes we find that vinyl or linoleum flooring have come a long way in helping bathrooms to have that aesthetic appeal. And now if we look at bathroom mistakes to avoid, consider if the fixtures need to be moved. New plumbing is one of the most expensive items when remodeling a bathroom, and it may not even add value. Be sure to have a detailed remodeling plan so the remodel comes out as expected. Having to redo anything is going to cost you. Don't hire a pro without a fixed budget. Discuss and put in writing a detailed agreement that specifies an itemized list of tasks and materials. And make sure to have a clear change in order policy as well. Function should always come before beauty, and it's easy to get carried away with design and forget about functionality. Make sure the materials you choose are highly durable and water resistant. And if we look at budget-friendly bathroom renovations, we can simply start by adding a new coat of paint, and it can liven up a boring room and it won't cost much. We can update light fixtures, and this can certainly bring a bathroom into modern times. There are other tons of affordable options as well, and the same goes for faucets. Clean or updated tile grout for a quick facelift helps as well. If the current grout is cracking, it can be replaced. Replace caulk and shower doors. Installing a new shower head is also an easy and affordable update. And if we move on to next favorite place, the living room. Creating a more open floor plan can be a big task, but it's one of the most common types of renovations, and it's desirable to buyers. In fact, according to the HomeWise site, you can recoup as much as 91% of the remodeling costs when you've done your living room right. Remember, the living room is usually a focal point of your home, and changing the focal point of the main living space can make a huge difference. As mentioned before, new paint is a quick fix. Even installing an architectural detail can also update a boring place. Like for example, if maybe you have an entryway and you use different molding. Window treatments can also be costly, but good treatments and layout can pay for themselves over time by keeping your air conditioning bills down as it maintains the energy. And a good layout allows for much of the natural airflow to cool your home. So we know that in Guyana, airflow is big. So once your windows or the layout rather of your windows is set in a certain way, it allows for maximum natural airflow, even better for you. And let's go to outdoor features, which is my favorite. So let's get realistic. COVID has forced us to appreciate our homes and its entertainment features a bit more than usual. So now is a really good time to assess what you want from your outdoor space. More potential buyers are also looking for outdoor spaces, so work with what you have. Outdoor kitchens can make a home very desirable, but again, if you won't be using it, it's not worth installing brand new. If you have a pool, make sure it's working properly and it looks nice. New decking or pool resurfacing can provide an updated look. Wood decks have also been ranked among the top 5 projects that appeal to buyers and also add value to a home for resale. So you can check the structure of your existing deck if you have one before making changes. Adding a new coat of paint to an unstable foundation won't pay off in the long run. Other outdoor features to consider include exterior paint, having a seating area, updating the old fence, and of course, landscaping. Lots of great plants and trees always add to the ambience. If we're looking at other types of renovations, consider replacing doors. A new front door is great for curb appeal and offers a high return on investment. Replacing old interior doors and closet doors can also give an instant lift to the overall feel of the home. Ceilings can be overlooked by homeowners but not buyers, and the ceiling is the prime area to step up your space. Remove outdated tentis or popcorn ceilings. I've also noticed the trend of PVC ceilings in some over-the-top designs. Remember to keep it simple as your taste may not match that of potential buyers. Consider adding some crown molding for a more classy, simple yet ornate look. Sheetrock also adds an affordable and neat finish, but be sure to get fire retardant ones. This will be a great selling feature for your ceilings. And just to cover on a few renovations not worth the investment, unless you plan on staying in the home to enjoy the following renovations, you can skip unless they are in need of major repair. So a few things to avoid: upgrading the garage door, installing hardwood floors, top of the line appliances, luxury items such as heated floors or over the top waterfall faucets and foreign tiles, high maintenance landscaping, and room additions. Again, it's not worth the investment if you don't plan to spend 5, 10 years in the home. And if we take a look at do-it-yourself projects, which really help to bring the cost down, tin tile backsplash in the kitchen is a fairly easy project you can do yourself. Tin tiles can brighten a space and they come in a variety of finishes and are easy to clean. Stick-on tiles are also an affordable option and they retail for about maybe $150 a piece. But keep in mind that you'll need to have smooth walls so that the adhesive holds as much surface area as possible. You can also install hook racks and shelving to increase storage space, perhaps in your pantries, in your cupboards, your closets, your laundry room even. A good first-time do-it-yourself plumbing project is to switch out faucets. New faucets have a lot more functionality and update the aesthetic. Cabinet hardware is a great way to upgrade your look, and they're easy to install. So look for hardware that's the same size as current hardware. If you're adding hardware where none exists, ask the hardware store or your contractor where to find an installation guide template to ensure that there's uniformity. Painting is something most homeowners can also do themselves, as well as changing out old light switch covers. Installing roll-out cabinet shelves and making closets more functional by installing additional shelving. Again, more additions and it saves you the cost when you can do it yourself. But before starting any do-it-yourself project, do your research, whether it be through YouTube, which helps me a lot, through YouTube videos, or through talking to your contractor. So if we just do a quick recap, and I know we just went over a ton of information in this short space of time, but a quick recap would be to make sure to create a budget for your remodel and stick to it. Look for financing options if necessary. Have a plan and make a list of priorities. Get estimates from several contractors. Have contractors include an itemized list, including materials, to avoid additional expenses. This also helps you to compare. Plan on unforeseen expenses by adding 20% to any estimate. If your budget is tight, ask your contractor about affordable materials. Remember, kitchens and bathrooms are what will ultimately sell your home. Open floor plans can also make a big difference. And don't go with trendy or over the top, too elaborate styles. If the remodel isn't for you, skip the high end luxury and items. So that pretty much covers our webinar for today. And I want to say thank you very much for joining me. I hope this information has you pumped to get your renovation started. Don't be daunted by it. Jump right in. But again, use the pointers that I would have given you to make sure that you have your plan in place. Remember to check with your real estate agents as well for specific details on what might be popular in your area to avoid overspending. If the renovations are purely for your enjoyment, go with your heart's desire within your budget. Renovations can be fun. Just make sure you plan for the unexpected because I can almost guarantee that there will be some sort of hiccup. And please feel free to contact me at any time with any questions at info@Demora Realty. You can also ask questions via the comment section, or you can WhatsApp me on 640-5555. And happy renovating, and thank you very much for joining us today. Have a great day, everyone.